Attention, please, grapplers. Head over to the man in the white hat, right over there. Raise your hand, Zane, if you want a walkout song for the grappling event tonight.
Testing.
All grapplers meet on the stage for the rules meeting. All grapplers meet on the stage for the rules meeting.
Elijah, say something.
Something. Test 1, 2, 3.
security in case anybody's trying to fight.
Run it. I'll jump in there. Man, you'll run it. You may go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Boyd Convention and Arts Center. We are about underway for our official ceremonial weigh-in, followed by some awesome grappling matches, Pugil stick matches. So we're going to get started. Not everybody's here, I know, but I'll call the names out.
We'll see what we've got in store for tomorrow. We'll have a little short interview, and then a weigh-in, face-off. So, starting out, featherweight MMA.
Now we're looking good.
Featherweight MMA 145. We have Sonny Maurer in the blue corner
Versus Daniel Lorenza. Next up, in a featherweight kickboxing bout, 145, Jocelyn Brown making her debut against Tracy Herdman. Come on up, guys, if you're here. Tracy's here. Jocelyn will be here to weigh in tomorrow, but we're going to talk to Tracy a little bit. Give it up for Tracy Herdman. So, big kickboxing bout coming up tomorrow. This is your second. Debut didn't go the way you wanted. What adjustments have you made? What changes have you made? And what mentality do you have coming into this one? Now, I always have a ton of respect for fighters who take the loss in that debut and they keep going. That's tough. What made you want to keep pursuing this dream? I'm very excited to see you back. You're traveling a long way. Do you have anything to say to the people back home? Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tracy Herdman. Next up, we have another featherweight MMA bout, 145. In the blue corner, we will have Preston Starcher. And in the red corner, his opponent will be Austin Maddox. All right, gentlemen. Now, I want to talk to both of you guys in turn. Preston, you're a guy you've been fighting for us for a long time. I think we've seen a lot of ups and downs in your career. I want you to tell me, what's your mentality going into this fight? You seem like there's a little bad blood here. Both of you are competitive guys. You want this win, and you're both coming off a loss. This is a fight that's very important to you. So we'll start with Preston. Give your thoughts.
No, there's no bad blood. I have nothing but love for this guy. He said all love on Facebook. No shit talk, none of that. I'm just ready to go out here and get open, get back up my winning ways, and start to get going through this MMA career.
All right, Austin, same question for you. What's your feeling coming into this fight?
I hope we beat the shit out of each other, and then we can drink a beer after and be buddies.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Preston Starcher and Austin Maddox. Next up, in a super lightweight kickboxing bout, 165, we've got Dominic Baker versus Ben Rose. Dominic Baker and Ben Rose. Let's get a face-off here first. Now this is a fight, it's a little bit like deja vu. We've seen you guys before. It's a rematch, and it was a weird ending to the last fight. So talk us through your feelings on it and yours. We'll start with you.
All right, so last fight was a banger. I remember you said it was fight of the night. We came in, and there wasn't a second that we were just standing there. We were beating the shit out of each other. I thought I won. He knocked me down with the knee, but then I won the next 2 rounds. And the first round was competitive. But I got caught with the knee. It happens. And I was actually called the winner, but then it became a draw. So we had to rematch it. I hate that it took a year, but this is going to be a totally different fight. We've been training a lot more. It's been 11 months. This is a totally different fight, more technical, and it should be fight of the night. Other than Roman Belcher over there, he's about to be champ. Triple champ. That's what I'm talking about, brother.
I think it's going to be an outstanding fight. I'm just ready to get into it. Like he said last time, we were just after each other the whole time. That's kind of what I want this fight to be. Just absolute balls to the wall going at it.
You both guys, you had your moments in the first one. It was a great war. The ending made it weird. Did it cause any animosity between the two of you? Because I know at the time it pissed you off, of course. You thought you'd lost your debut, then it ends up being a draw, so it was a pretty good night for you at the end. How did you feel at the end of all that? Did you feel like there's unfinished business here, though? We need to do it again?
I mean, you get a draw with somebody that you thought you won, you got to run it back. You have to. There's no bad blood. Ben is an awesome dude. I respect the shit out of him. I just want to beat each other's asses and then hang out after.
If I'm not mistaken, that first fight was right here in Catlettsburg. It was at Camp Landing. How does it feel doing this in your hometown again? You're defending your territory.
Oh, I absolutely love it. I'm always down to do stuff in Catlettsburg. Always down to go to my territory or even his up in Huntington. It doesn't matter to me. But I absolutely love this area, so it's just fun for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to give it up for these two rivals. We're going to settle the score. Next up, in a middleweight MMA bout, the people are getting larger. We've got Michael Vernon versus Rich Dorton. Yeah! I see the Gamecock stepping into the cage. How you doing, my friend? And here we go. Let's get a face off. Shut up, So now let's talk a little bit. Rich, you've done this for a while. You've got a record 10-1. Last fight didn't go your way, but it was your first time back in a long time. So how are you feeling about this one? Getting back in there, you feel like you shook the rust off in that last fight?
I really ain't got no rush. It's really good. I love my game, but I got to fight, so really ain't no rush. And your man distributing, watch what you're doing. 50+ hours of work,
Michael, this is your second fight. Your debut didn't go your way. You got a guy with a ton of experience standing across from you. What's your mindset going into this? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I just came back off the loss.
Ladies
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for these two middleweights. Next up, we've got two very scary men. Middleweights, 185, Demetrius Terry versus RJ Baldridge.
Yeah, we got one. I got one on it too.
There he is. Well, I don't think Demetrius is here, so I'm going to talk to you, RJ. You had one of the most explosive debuts I think we've seen at New Line. Devastating knockout of Toro Bays. And it's been tough to find a fight ever since then. I think you scared a few people, and now you found one, Demetrius Terry. Tell me how you're feeling.
I feel good. 3 times scheduled now. I finally get to Friday, so just looking forward to tomorrow.
So, anything for the people back home? I know your fighting career means a lot to you. You've been through a lot to get here, and I can tell you've got this intensity when you're in there, and I think it's really special to watch. So tell me, what does this fight mean to you?
What I love, just get out here and do my thing. That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for RJ Baldridge.
I saw your I saw that the boxing stuff got canceled, and I saw you were here. I was like,
Can you hear me?
I was looking forward to it. Yes. I think you would have done the same thing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up, we have a welterweight kickboxing bout. 175, Lucas Jenkins making his debut against Hunter Plough. All right, after that, a welterweight MMA bout between Eric Moore and Edward Petway. Yeah!
Here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to give it up for Eric Moore. Eric, you've got a really interesting fight coming up tomorrow against Edward Petway. He's got some experience. What do you bring to the table in this fight?
I mean, I'm an experienced kickboxer, so I mean, I'm just gonna go in there and whoop his ass. Go casino night, maybe go tomorrow too. So if anybody's interested, come to the casino. You can see me there. Just what do you say, Eric? Oh, Sandy's the casino. I don't know anything around here. But yeah, just beat his ass tomorrow. So come in and watch that show for about 20 seconds and leave and go get some popcorn or do something else. I don't care.
So you expect an early night tomorrow?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's gonna be just like my other 5 fights, early nights. Yeah. Anything else?
That's it. I thank you, my friend. Have fun at the casino and good luck tomorrow.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Good luck at the casino.
Next up in a lightweight kickboxing bout at 155, Sidney O'Hain versus Stan Chang. How's it going, gentlemen? We'll get a face-off right here, real quick. Now, we'll start with you, Stan. You got a big pop from the crowd. You're right. real close to home here in Hurricane, Virginia, or West Virginia. Great team there at Category 5. You guys always come out in force, and you've been having a lot of success lately. So tell me how you're feeling about this one.
I feel great. Looking forward to coming out and putting on a hell of a show, exciting fight. Looking to put on fight of the night, hopefully, and so we'll see what happens.
Now, Sydney, this is your debut, fighting a tough guy here. How are you feeling coming into this one?
I feel confident. I'm happy he accepted the fight, and I'll just say, let's just put on a show.
Absolutely. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for these two men. Next up, in our first professional bout of the night, it's 185 MMA, Skylar Moeller versus David Rice. After that, in a pro bantamweight MMA bout, we have Doug Ballinger up against Christian Estrella. Estrella. All right, we've got both men here. We'll get a face-off real quick. Yeah, there you go. Now, you gentlemen have both been there and done that. Very experienced fighters. How are you feeling coming into tomorrow?
Feeling pretty good. Great shape, been training good. Hopefully get to show it all off tomorrow in this performance.
Excellent. And how are you feeling?
Man, I feel great. I'm super excited to compete here in Kentucky. It's my first time here. I'm excited to fight a game guy like Doug that's been in the cage multiple times. So I think you guys get to see two veterans in the cage tomorrow, and I'm excited to showcase my skills tomorrow.
Now, speaking of two guys who are true veterans of the sport, what keeps you going? This is a tough sport, and guys, to have 10 pro fights, that's tough. So what keeps you going?
Trying to fight off Father Time, I guess. It makes me feel young.
How about you?
I think for me, I've always had a love for this game, and I think the coolest thing is that you can always be a student in this game and just always improve, and I'm obsessed with that, honestly.
I'm very excited to see you both compete. We've got two craftsmen, two true martial artists here. Very excited to see what you bring to the table. Give it up for these gentlemen. Next up, in a bantamweight MMA title fight, we've got Jack Chappie versus Chance Grillett. Get a face off here, gentlemen. Now, right out of the gate, you guys both seem really nice. So, I don't know that. Yeah, maybe tomorrow you won't be. Mr. Chappie, I've heard a lot about you. I've heard you're very talented, and I'm looking forward to seeing you compete. How are you feeling coming into this one?
I'm feeling great, and I'm feeling excited.
Excellent. Chance, you're a guy I've seen a lot of. You fought at NLC quite a bit. You've held the title. Tell me how you're feeling coming to this.
Feel good, feel healthy, feel strong, feel great, yeah.
And you're coming off, I think the last time we saw you here was against Eric Kuhn in that fight of the night performance, correct?
Yeah. I guess so.
That was a great fight. So, coming next, what's been going on with you? We've not seen you in a while.
Not much, really. Same old. Just training, man. That's it. Work, train, try to find a fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to give it up for the two nicest guys so far. Chance Grillett, Jack Chappie. This is going to be an amazing fight. Next up, we have in a pro light heavyweight MMA bout, Latrone Walters. Oh, this fight got canceled. Sorry, guys. No Latrone Walters. But in a pro light heavyweight boxing bout, we've got Nathaniel Mitchell versus Cody Noble.
Cody's a former middleweight boxing champion.
Yeah, I remember.
Making his debut here. Cody.
How you doing, Nathaniel? All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a fight that I'm probably one of the most excited about on this card. Cody, we've not seen you in a while. Your debut was fantastic, though. You took out Rob Marinick, won that title as well, former champion. You've been dealing with some injury issues. How you feeling coming back into this one?
I feel healthy. I feel ready to go. So.
Now, my friend, this is the first time we've met, but heard a lot of big things about you. Got a tough opponent here. How are you feeling about tomorrow?
I'm feeling really good. I just want to come out here and show people that I deserve to be here. That's just pretty much it. I'm coming off of a loss from my pro debut in boxing, and I just want to make a name for myself.
So tell me, it's the first time we've seen you at New Line. Where are you from? Tell us what you're all about.
I'm from Blacklick. I live in Blacklick, Ohio. I do MMA and boxing. I just like to fight. Not a tough guy. I just like the whole exchange. That's all.
So tell me, Cody, I don't think I've ever asked you this. Why do you do this stuff?
I do it to stay in shape and to prove to myself that I can do it. And I do it more for legacy. And just saying that I did it.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for two incredible boxers who are going to put on a hell of a show tomorrow. Whoever moves first loses. Have a good one, guys. All right, next up in a featherweight MMA bout. This is a grudge match, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Haynes Lalonde versus Ethan Baker. How's it going, Ethan?
Pretty good.
I saw Haynes earlier, but I don't see him anymore.
No, I broke him earlier.
So, Ethan, this is a fight I'm crazy excited about because on our last card, this guy called you out, and he didn't do it in a respectful way. I mean, it was pretty crazy call out. I'm sure you've got some thoughts on it and some feelings about going into tomorrow.
Not a whole lot. He wants to be an influencer. I want to be a fighter, and that'll show tomorrow night.
Really? That's all you got to say. Anything else? I know you've got a lot of people in your corner supporting you. Big team there at Reaction. Anything you want to say to them before tomorrow?
Just come watch me scalp this motherfucker tomorrow night.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ethan Baker. Next up, we have a lightweight kickboxing title on the line. It's Roman Belcher versus James Aquaman Barney. Barney here? He here? All right, Roman, this is a big, big fight. We've already seen you win titles. Aren't you tired of it?
No, never gets old. Never gets old.
So, my friend, you've looked unstoppable lately. Incredible. Like, it's almost, it bothers me. I'm jealous.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
So tell me, what's going to happen tomorrow?
I'm going to beat his ass for however long it takes, however long he stays standing. I don't know why he ain't here, but it's all right. I'll see him tomorrow. We'll beat his ass 5 rounds, 10 minutes. Hell's coming your way, buddy. Hell.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your champion, looking to be triple champion now, Roman Belcher. And now it's time for our main event of the evening. In a flyweight title bout, we have in the blue corner Eric Sanchez up against your hometown boy, Mitchell Vaughn. Let's get a face off right here, gentlemen. All right, I really enjoyed that. That was the best one so far. We saved the best face-off for last. These guys have style. They got personality. Now we're going to see a great fight. Eric, I've heard a lot about you, man. I've heard you're an excellent fighter. How do you feel going up against an opponent here in his hometown in Mitch Vaughn? I'm sure you've watched a lot of footage. You've gotten to know him. How you feeling about things?
I feel really good. I had a great camp. I respect Mitch a lot, you know. I know that he's a hard worker and does everything that he's got to do to be in there, man. And we share a common opponent, right? So all respect to Mitch, but I'm here to put on my show and show the true spirit of a martial artist, you know?
Excellent. Now, Mitch, same question for you. I'm sure you're familiar with Eric. You know, he's fought common opponent in Eric Kuhn, who is a about tomorrow.
I feel great, man. All respect to Eric, but the champ is fucking here, baby. Let's go.
This is an incredible main event, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to give it up for Eric Sanchez and Mitch Vaughn. Tomorrow night, we're going to find out who the champion is.
Man, I think my guys were sure my name too.
Good luck. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the ceremonial weigh-in. Let's watch some guys grapple.
We got one Pugil.
Let's go!
That's where we were. This is a good crowd for a weigh-in show. It's a good crowd for a weigh-in show. I liked it. Did that face off at the end. Chef's kiss. Little face. Going live on you guys a minute. You want to center that camera? I'm going to step away for two of them.
First out is going to be Ricardo Rodriguez from Greece. Sorry, Ames.
I didn't know. Yeah, we just wrote it on the papers.
That kid's already. Hey, Keith. He's already walked out. Why not just let them go and then do the others next?
He already said it. Is he on it?
No, we're good. Amos, you're good.
Keith now just ruining walkouts.
Yeah, I was just going to have him insert this as the second match, but.
Play that song. Play it.
You can if you want to. It's for jiu-jitsu, it doesn't matter as much, but yeah, wherever you feel comfortable.
Frank, I seen the sheets. This is the best walkout song ever.
Especially with us both on this side.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the New Line Grappling Series, Part 2. We are underway with our first match. We have Amos Schoonover versus Jace Abston. Amos is out of One Academy. He's up against Jace, who's out of Category 5 here. Two young grapplers starting off the show.
And I'm not familiar with One Academy, but they have a lot of people here, and I got to talk to a few of the coaches and some of the competitors before, and they seem like a solid gym. I'm looking forward to seeing their guys compete.
Where are they based out of?
They have, I asked, and they have a bunch of affiliates, all in places that are outside of my range, so names of towns I didn't recognize.
Play the next guy. Hey, play the next. Just play something.
We're having some technical issues here, ladies and gentlemen. We're waiting for young Jace Abston. And he is 0-1 at the NLC Grappling Series. That's one thing I really like that Keith's doing, starting to build records in grappling, here at New Line. And we've got guys now like Bailey Manley, for example. He's had 5 matches with us.
Yep.
We've seen him time and time again.
I really enjoy the atmosphere that we're getting to bring high-level grappling, usually before these cards, but tonight it worked out really well. I like that we're having a whole separate night after the weigh-in.
Now there's Jace Abston. These boys are ready to be underway. This is a 1-round, 6-minute grappling match. And right out of the gate, frenetic pace here. Fighting for control. It's been a scramble.
And we see Schoonover controls the top position.
It was a battle, though.
Yep.
Getting there.
Good close guard being played here by Jace Abston.
It's so inspiring
nice.
seeing these young guys. They look so talented.
Oh, that was a beautiful knee slice.
Technical for their age.
Now he settles into a top half guard. Still working that knee cut off to the side.
Schoonover's top pressure looks really nice.
Yeah, he's doing a good job with that far side underhook.
Knee slices through the half guard now into side control.
And we see Jace is playing a little bit of the empty half with that leg over the top. Almost the regard. Back to half guard. Good pressure, though, from the top.
Amos looking to slice through again, and he does.
Good knee slides here.
But
A little bit
active
of
hips.
A little bit of short
from
grab action
Jace
there.
Abston. He's very good trying to get that guard back. He's not settling into a bad spot.
No, he's not conceding any positions. He's doing a good job with his frames here, too, from the bottom. Hand on the hip with that cross chest frame. Looks like he's starting to set up a punch choke on that side. Can't see how deep it is. We got a good frame there, but Amos is setting in a punch choke.
It's not, that's what we're saying.
Yeah, it's 1:55, sorry.
Caitlin called and said she can't hear us.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Having some audio issues here.
And in the meantime, we see Schoonover still working that knee slice, still stuck in half guard. He's doing a good job with the shin pin on the far side.
And
it looks like he's
work.
starting to try to slide into Kesikatame. He doesn't have the underhook on the far side anymore.
That's a big potential error there because he's opening up his back.
Yeah, and I do believe that happened while he was starting to hunt for that Ezekiel choke. Was when he lost the underhook. He kind of gave it up to seek that.
He's fairly safe right now. He's got good head pressure, but I hate that position. If you're in top half or top side, you want that far side underhook. That's where a lot of your control is coming from.
Yeah, I would agree, especially in these later weight classes. I mean, obviously these are younger, but Kesikatame is a heavy guy position in my opinion.
We were actually having a big discussion about it in the gym the other day, talking about scarf holds.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of the scarf hold. Now, there are guys that kill with it. Look at Josh Barnett, taps Dean Lister with it, but
Josh Barnett also did that after 20 minutes of exhausting Dean in his butterfly guard. So I think it's very difficult to hold a fresh and skilled opponent there.
Anytime I'm in that position, I feel like my control's gone. Like I don't like it.
And so now we see Amos going back. It looks like maybe to that underhook on that side. It's hard to tell. No, he's still playing an inside bicep tie on the far side there, but at least that gives him some better control of the shoulder. Now he's looking maybe towards no hands pass. I would like to see him maybe give a crack at going all the way to mount here, since he's had a hard time retaining side control whenever he was able to hit it off this knee cut.
So far, though, I think Amos definitely getting the better of Chase. Chase just can't seem to get out from underneath him. Good top pressure, solid pressure from Amos.
And a good off balance there was able to make Amos post his hand on the mat to stay in top position, but
wasn't able to make anything happen with it, though. But now he's got him elevated a little bit.
And we see that again, that same battle out towards the knee cut, back to a smashed half.
And this is just good, solid, fundamental jiu-jitsu from some very young guys.
Yeah. And now we see Amos is settled into mount. Sorry, guys, slight technical difficulties here. Oh, no, excuse me. He's still in half guard.
And that's where most of this battle has taken place, right here in the half and then floating to side control in half. And we have 1 minute left.
1 minute left. 1 minute remaining as we see Amos Schoonover attacking again with that punch choke.
He's hunting for that Ezekiel, but he's not finding it. That's a choke you want to be really kind of sneaky with.
And obviously I'm giving away a little bit of secret sauce as one of the judges in this contest, but I will say that's something you like to see as a judge in a very tight contest. Even if it's not the most legitimate submission attempt, it's something. And he has been in control.
Yeah.
He's hunting the finish. He's trying to win. He's been trying to pass.
And I would agree.
Not that Jace hasn't been trying to win as well, but he just hasn't been as effective with his moments of offense.
This is one of those matches, under a different rule set, you'd see a draw. It's been very competitive. Neither guy's been able to get much of an edge. But under this new rule set, it's looking like Amos Schoonover is going to probably get the win here.
We got 10 seconds remaining.
Now, can you explain this new rule set? Because I was unfamiliar with it. We used to do EBI rules. Now we've shifted.
So we're just doing time. Sorry, guys, I'm yelling at the yelling time. So this new rule set, I mean, obviously that one's a pretty clear-cut victory for Amos Schoonover. But this new rule set, ladies and gentlemen, that we'll be using is 6 minutes for the kids and 10 minutes for the adults. It'll be sub-only during regulation. There won't be any points scored, and there'll be a judge's decision at the end. And we're going to go to the wonderfully handsome Keith No, or maybe Eric Swan, whoever's got the mic. One of those beautiful bald men will be announcing the winner.
We've got 2 iterations of Dana White here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner, Amos Schoonover.
Beautiful work by Amos Schoonover there, representing Juan.
And now he's going to talk to Keith Noe a little bit. I'm really interested to see this young fella.
Hey, buddy, what made you want to get into jiu-jitsu? You don't know?
I don't know.
You having a big brother and sister doing it? Your dad told you doing jiu-jitsu.
Somebody give that guy a Father of the Year trophy.
Do you like it? Yeah. Awesome. Well, you're good at it, buddy. Well, hey, thanks for coming down. We hope you come back.
Phenomenal attitude, man. When I was that age, I was a fat kid playing Nintendo. I wish that I had.
We got the beautiful, the ruggedly handsome Eric Swan refereeing these jiu-jitsu bouts for us. He's done a great job. You know, he done what, the last 3 or 4.
Yep.
And he does a phenomenal job with it.
Yeah, he's a very good corner man. I mean, obviously a very knowledgeable brown belt himself.
Yeah, Joey.
Now, next up, we're going to have this match materialized tonight. Am I right?
I believe so.
Brody Setzer versus Ricardo Rodriguez.
Well, no,
Ricardo,
this is Zachary DeHart making his way in. I don't know. I don't know where we're at on the bout order. We'll figure it out whenever it happens.
Okay, I think they're going to just put Ricardo and them in back here where they were. So.
We're in Toro Base's spot. That makes sense.
We got Zach DeHart, though, stepping into the cage. Zach is such a good guy. I really enjoy being around him, talking to him. Very humble. He's got MMA experience. And he has grappled for us a couple times now, I believe. Well, actually, it looks like he's 1-0. Got a beautiful guillotine in his debut.
Yeah, looks like a very strong physical grappler. I believe he might have a wrestling background. I can't remember for sure. I apologize.
He does. You should be sorry, though.
I get hit in the head a lot, Elijah. I got all the space in my brain is taken up by Japanese names. Well, we got Mighty Joe Thompson, making his way to the cage for his, I believe, grappling debut. And Elijah's going to be doing the commentary, or the cornering for Joe. I'm not sure what Joe is. Obviously, if you've been around New Line, you know Joe from his boxing matches here. He's a very, very, very skilled professional boxer, one of the toughest. And I really like the defensive style that he plays. But we're going to see him making his grappling debut tonight. I think he's got actually 2 matches.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our second bout of the night for the New Line Grappling Series number 2. In the blue corner, we have professional boxer Joe Thompson.
Let's go, Joe!
In the red corner, from Logan, West Virginia, Zachary DeHart.
And we'll have 10 minutes for the adult matches here. We got Joe looking a little at Osotogari early. A little Ashiwaza threats there. I'm not sure how much Joe has grappled, but seems comfortable in there with the collar ties with DeHart. Oh, and Joe hits a beautiful Osotogari. Settles right into side control. Good frames by DeHart. Joe starts trying to isolate that far arm. Looks like he's maybe setting up Americano or Kimura, but a good regard by Zach DeHart. What an absolutely beautiful judo takedown by Joe Thompson. And we see him playing a good cross throat frame. And we see DeHart trying to sneak his hand in, make some space. And so Joe Thompson's settled into the closed guard here of Zachary DeHart. Starting to try to push that leg over. Oh, an attempted arm lock from DeHart, but Thompson's able to defend. Now we see Zach starting to hunt for a up, and Joe Thompson concedes top position. He goes back to his back at the threat of that triangle choke, and now we see Zachary DeHart with some heavy shoulder pressure inside the closed guard. Be interesting to see how Joe deals with that. Trying to use a little bit of pressure with his hand on the forehead there to make some space. We see an inside bicep tie from Joe Thompson there, but DeHart's working with an underhook on the far side. Now, traditionally, if somebody's working an underhook from inside closed guard, you can start to try to attack that hand that's on the mat, but now he looks fall back for a straight ankle lock. But he's very high on the calf, it looks like, but Joe Thompson doing a good job putting the boot on, and he strips the top leg off in single leg X, and he starts hand fighting. I'm very impressed. I don't know what the experience level of Joe Thompson is, but I've been impressed by him so far. Seems nice, calm, and relaxed. It looks like DeHart has been able to defeat the boot, but we see Joe Thompson doing a good job fighting the hands. And he taps. Beautiful finishing mechanics there by Zachary DeHart. That was a beautiful ankle lock finish. He was able to make the adjustment, slide back down further on the leg. He started up very high, but he was able to slide back down.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner, a straight ankle lock, Zachary DeHart. To grappling, get back into jiu-jitsu.
I just hit a Soto Gari. I know. He was doing the right thing.
Get him to sit.
That finishing mechanics.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Zach DeHart. He's going to be back tonight on bout number 8. He has 2 matches tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe, we got multiple matches for several of the grapplers tonight.
Pretty daggone cool. You know, James Estep was supposed to box tonight in an exhibition against Brendan Kelly. Good job, buddy. Zach DeHart moving to 2-0 as a grappler here at the Grappling Series. And he, like I say, one of the nicest guys you'll ever run across.
And I believe he said he's training at Alpha, which is that gym in Spencer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's, now tell me, who's running that place?
I can't remember the fellow's name. He's a very nice gentleman, a black belt.
I know there's another place close by me, too. I don't know if you know Ricky Vance. I think he started a place as well.
Yeah, I've heard that name as well.
Jiu-Jitsu is growing in southern West Virginia, and I love seeing it.
When I started training a little over, or almost 10 years ago, you could count on one hand the number of black belts in the state, I think. Now, there must be 30 at least.
That's incredible, actually.
Yeah. I think I tried to figure it out. I'm in the 30s, I think. So it's getting watered down by the time it gets to me. But.
So by the time I get mine, it won't even matter.
You're getting in a Cracker Jack box.
I'm going to be a weird guy. I'm just going to wear like a rainbow belt or something. I'm making a statement about rank. Have you seen that guy that gave himself a purple belt? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give myself the black belt.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
There's a few people that have done that over the years.
Competing out of the blue corner, following his brother who competed earlier from One Academy, Abraham Schoonover.
The brother of Amos Schoonover, who we saw get the win in our first bout.
This is his second appearance at New Line Cagefighting. From Charteris MMA, right here in Ashland, Kentucky, J.D. Johnson.
All right, guard pull right away from Schoonover.
Thought better of it, though. Got back up.
Heavy on the collar
And that's
ties.
interesting because his brother won with top control in that first one.
Oh, he's hunting that front head
Oh,
guillotine.
and he's got it, too. It's tight. If he can just get the angle now, he's going to pull it again if he's smart.
It looks like he's going to use it to get top position, which I like.
I like it, too. I think if he would have hunted for that, though, he had such a deep bite on the neck.
Now he's kind of looking towards a north-south position. I'm not sure if he's got the head is turned in, so it's going to be difficult to finish a north-south.
He's doing, oh,
but
man.
now he's going towards that high-risk guillotine again. But we see the
He's
counter
in the dog
head
fight,
right.
though. You see the arm over the shoulder. That's going to stop it.
Yep.
If that, there we go. And you see that.
Beautiful escape there.
That was nice.
Yeah, but right to the back.
And it looks like he's got the choke locked up. I can't see from the angle.
The hips are almost out, though. It's difficult to see what position the head is in.
Yep, he's going to cut out.
But I believe he might turn and end up on top, or we're going to have a battle for hip height and top position here.
Great
Schoonover finishes on top.
By Schoonover to realize he needed to bail on that choke and get his mount.
Very impressive defense there, though, by J.D. Johnson.
Yes, I thought it was over with. Great defense on the guillotine as well.
Yeah.
He gave up the pass, but he knew he had to. Sometimes in jiu-jitsu, when you're in deep trouble, you've got to kind of put yourself out of the frying pan into the fire.
And Schoonover's hunting that punch choke again, just like his brother did, but a good inside frame from J.D. Johnson.
I think you can see he's got a lot of experience. You see this all the time in jiu-jitsu, though. Brothers that train together and how quickly they advance and progress.
Yeah, obviously like the Rutolo brothers. This is a lot of those guys, the Mendez brothers. 2-on-1 wrist control. Good elbows inside by J.D. Johnson. I'm very impressed with his bottom defensive posture, but obviously.
Basically, you can see by the history of combat sports and jiu-jitsu that you should be fighting your family.
Yes.
It's good for you.
Domestic violence within the same weight class.
Controlled domestic violence.
You have a timer? Who's winning right now?
Schoonover.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the halfway point, Schoonover is winning on the judges' scorecard.
Oh, and then he attacks. Oh, we've got like an ankle senkaku, but he's able to come up onto the top.
He's in a mounted triangle now.
But
Let's
the
see what
hand
he
is
can do
the
with
hand
it.
is in, and he's going to have to finish that
Ooh.
straight arm lock.
This is going to be nasty if he can get the angle right. Yeah.
It's very difficult to finish that, though. He might have a better luck chasing that Americana from there, but good defense on the bottom. It's actually very difficult to get the elbow properly hyperextended from this position.
You want to almost put it in your pocket there.
Yeah, and he did lose the hand inside, though, but the triangle's not as tight now. So now he's starting to hunt wrist lock, but good job defending the hand
I
there.
like how calm JD is in these terrible positions.
Yeah, and we see that. It's very difficult, I think.
Going for a wrist lock there.
Very difficult to finish a gooseneck wrist lock on kids, in my experience, but a good finish there. I'm not sure if that was on the shoulder lock or if he was able to get the wrist lock on the far
What
side.
a vast array of submissions that this guy has at such a young age, too. He's dangerous.
Beautiful work there by Abraham Schoonover. Very impressed by J.D. Johnson's defense as well, though. Very calm and cool and collected in bad positions.
This is something I've said for a long time, and I came up with this. I believe that the children are our future.
What a novel thought. How did you come up with that, Elijah?
Just thought of it one day. Just popped into my head.
Tell me what, you have the same answer as your little brother on what got you into jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You wake up and dad says, kids, we're going to grapple. All right. So what's it like getting to compete out here with your brother and your sister both on the same show?
Feels good.
Feels good. He's a man of few words. Everybody give up for Abraham Schoonover.
And it looks like, as Keith said, we've got their sister coming up in just a couple bouts, Daisy Schoonover. So it's a family affair. I love seeing that. Families that train together stay together. I don't know where I was going with that. Together's cool, though. Having a whole family working on something together, it's ideal.
Yeah. Very impressed with the guys from One. I guess I'm not sure exactly which branch or affiliate they're out of, but this is the first time I've ever seen anybody from either of those gyms.
Definitely.
We said wrist locks for the adults. We didn't specify.
Do it.
I say wrist locks are fine.
Heel hooks. Okay. Let's do it.
Listen, I believe in heel hooks for children.
I believe in heel hooks for everybody.
I have a very progressive stance. I think they're adults just like us.
Well, see, it's interesting you say that. When I started jiu-jitsu, leg locks were looked at way differently. You know
Yeah.
that. Like
Yep.
in the beginning, it was almost looked at like a dirty business. Like if you leg lock somebody, you're a douche. like I don't like you anymore. My coach told me this. He was like, if someone tries to heel hook you, punch them in the face.
Yeah,
I mean, in training. like,
and I think a lot of that attitude came from a couple things. Number one, the defensive mechanics weren't really understood until probably around 2013-ish.
I still don't understand.
Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior Eddie Cummings?
You know, interestingly enough, that's where I was going with that. I feel like because of that mentality, I have a gap in my game.
Yeah.
Because I have that old school fundamental jiu-jitsu base. But like it wasn't until later in my jiu-jitsu journey that I even started messing with leg locks. And then you get to that stage where now everybody's doing them right out of the gate. They're skipping passing guard. They're skipping, like they don't worry about that stuff anymore because they're leg lockers.
And really, what I think ideally what you want to see is people who are good at passing the guard and attacking legs. I feel like that's one of the things you'll hear a lot of old school guys say, like, don't focus on leg locks. You're not good enough at passing the guard yet. But really, you need to be good at both of those things.
I wish that we would see guys in MMA using leg locks more for sweeps.
Yes.
I mean, that's such a crafty way to get to sweep. And like, look at Damian Maia. That's what he did to Ben Askren.
Yes.
A guy who he's not going to take down.
Right.
Like, he's not going to get on top of Ben Askren by wrestling him. He leg locked him, got on top, and then he almost swept him, I believe.
Yes. And that's what whenever I'm attacking leg locks, I'm mostly just trying to get top position. If you're not good at leg lock defense, I will get the sub, but
Amateur kickboxers and MMA fighters. He's set to make his MMA debut in 2 weeks at NLC 33. Mr. Cole Gibbons.
This is a fun one, ladies and gentlemen.
And fighting out of the red corner, a professional boxer from Columbus, Ohio, and he is NLC.
Now, this is one that's interesting. I like seeing these guys. These boxers are coming out. You know, some of them were supposed to box tonight. We had some issues with our exhibition rules, so we had to cancel. But Joe Thompson, Zane Fry, all these guys are like, you know what? I came, so let's grapple. And I like that.
And you see a lot of those, the high-level boxers, oftentimes they're athletic and strong, right? They just don't necessarily maybe have the cleanest technique, but we see Cole Gibbons settling into top position here.
Zane, though, he's locking up a half guard. You know,
he's trying to threaten something up top.
I believe we saw him compete, too, at the white belt tournament we had last year.
We did. He was a late entry into that. I believe somebody pulled out. Cole Gibbons slides up into mount now.
Cole
starting to try to isolate an arm. Good forehead pressure from there.
Cole definitely the more experienced grappler here. You can see that.
Yeah, and you can see Zane kind of extending his arms a little bit. You know,
he's brand new. I mean, the guy doesn't grapple, and he's just for fun. Excellent work by Zane, though.
But as I say that, Cole kind of fell. He fell for that armbar at that suboptimal angle, but now it looks like the elbow's out, though.
He's putting himself back in it a bit. He just needs to keep popping that elbow out. He's almost out of there.
He's doing a good job stacking.
He's kind of putting himself deeper in now, though. It's a little worrisome.
Good escape by Zane Fry. Goes around kind of in like a schoolyard headlock type position here, maybe. Oh, he's starting to attack at the neck.
He pulls him on top of him, but, you know, good instincts from Zane Fry. You can tell if this guy dedicated himself to grappling, he would be very talented very quickly.
The mindset that it takes to get good at boxing is the same mindset it takes to get good at jiu-jitsu.
I think combat sports are all hand in hand. It's definitely a mindset thing,
Yeah.
even though they're totally different, apples and oranges.
It's a little bit trite, I think, probably to say because this has been quoted so many times, but there's the classic Book of Five Rings quote. Once you're from one thing, master 1,000 things, right?
Say that in Japanese, and I'll be impressed.
I don't know all of Japanese yet. I only know major, minor, inner, outer, and all these various leg entanglements and triangle permutations.
Do you think that you could go to Japan and survive just on your jiu-jitsu language knowledge?
Be an interesting thing to try. I would know how to order crab meat from knowing Kani Basami.
Kani Basami. I like that.
Kani Basami is crab scissors.
Crab scissors.
That's the scissor takedown that's illegal in most
See,
places.
you know, you didn't know that you would learn a little bit about how to speak Japanese when
There
you
we
watch
go.
an NLC card. But since we brought on Colin Caprini,
And now we see Kesagatame, which is scarf hold, right? That's a literal translation of the shoulder hold. But Zane Fry doing a good job popping his head out the back door. That's a good scarf hold escape.
Tell me this: what's the difference between Casey Gatami and with the underhook? Is it the
Kajure
same?
Kesagatame.
So that's Kajure.
Kajure means broken. So a broken Kesagatame means underhook instead of the head.
See, when I learned it, everyone just called it Casey Gatami, you know, with the underhook, and which I play all the time. I don't know if you've ever heard of. I had the pleasure of going to a seminar. Eberhard Kilesh. He's a multiple-time world champion.
I've heard
in
that
judo.
name before, yeah.
Incredible guy, Eastern European. He reminds me a lot of Christoph Waltz from Inglourious Bastards. But he taught Kesa, and he changed my perspective on it because what he said was you want just enough space where you could slide a sheet of paper under your butt.
Under your butt, exactly, yeah. That's actually
and-
basically the same thing Josh Barnett said.
Yep.
Now we see Zane has reversed the position here. He's on the back. We see now a schoolyard headlock position from Cole Givens, but
Zane has made this a very interesting bout, ladies and gentlemen.
yes, and it appears to me that Cole Givens is more tired than Zane Fry. And we've still got...
Which is a little worrisome. Cole's got a fight in 2 weeks. First MMA fight.
And we've got 6 minutes of action here, too, so, you know...
Zane's creeping under the chin now.
Yep, and we see
he's
got the hand to the shoulder.
And he's got it, ladies and gentlemen.
And he
we
throws
may
in the
see
top
a big
hook.
upset here.
Phenomenal
Zane Fry
work.
with a rear naked choke.
Beautiful work by Zane Fry. Weather the early storm.
The jiu-jitsu guy, Zane Fry. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a man who wears many hats. He's a DJ. He's a boxer. And now he's a jiu-jitsu competitor.
And that's one of those things that you see, like I was mentioning, you know, these people are professional boxers, right? He might not have the most grappling experience, but he knows how to survive in bad positions. He knows what it's like to be tired.
And not only that, how many of these events is he sitting watching?
Exactly.
He's seeing grappling
osmosis
firsthand.
Yeah, he's soaking it in.
Oh, I just saw it on UFC.
He said, I just saw it on UFC.
Zane, you were scheduled to fight tomorrow night in a professional boxing match. Your opponent came down with COVID. I know you're disappointed. You were ready to go, had your hotel and everything ready, and looking to get that win. So tell me what about the whirlwind of emotions you faced this weekend so far.
You don't have fucking COVID. COVID doesn't exist anymore.
COVID doesn't exist. So, tell me again, where did you learn that move that you just won the match with?
I just seen it on UFC fights.
Are you ready here? Watch UFC, you might win some moves. All right, give it up for Zane Fry.
I do like that the UFC is now famous enough that people don't say, I saw the sleeper hold on pro wrestling.
Yeah.
I saw the rear naked choke on
I
UFC.
saw Hulk Hogan do that.
Yeah. I believe that is what that is the hold that Rocky applied to Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
In what is that, Rocky 3?
I like
Thunder Lips, excuse me.
You know, that's how you beat a boxer. You learn that you just squeeze them. You just grab them in a bear and squeeze them to death.
Like Zangief in Street Fighter when he does the move where he just bear hugs people and they like spines break.
That's what I'm going to start doing. If I ever make my return, that's what I'm going to go for every time.
I got to get stronger to do that. I've got my coach, Phil Davis. Whenever he gets like a body lock and squeezes you in the standing position, it feels like he could break your ribs in half if he wanted to.
Phil Davis. Mr. Wonderful.
Well, it's a different Phil Davis. This is a.
I like Phil. Phil always intimidates me when I see him at events.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. He's just got that. He has that black belt aura about
Yeah,
him.
he's like the dad in the room all the time.
Yeah.
He's a patriarchal figure.
He's tall. I think that's the problem. He's too tall.
And
anybody that's like over 6'2", I'm intimidated by him.
And even in his, he's been training for a long time. He could pin you and I both at the same time. The most, outside of Josh Barnett showing it on me, the most horrific Kesagatame I've ever felt, Phil Davis.
That's
Incredible
how
pressure.
the guy I used to train with, Aaron Goebel, he was a wizard. He would do that a lot. We'd do 2-on-1, and he would beat us, and you just feel like a real piece of shit after that.
Nothing makes you feel worse.
Yeah. When you can't beat a guy, you got 2 blue belts, and you still can't beat him?
I must have fell off the microphone.
So now we've got the sister of the 2 Schoonovers that competed earlier.
Number 5. This is another huge grappling match. Fighting out of the blue corner from One Academy in Ohio, Daisy Schoonover.
Daisy Schoonover. We've seen both of her brothers compete already tonight.
Both of them getting solid wins.
Category 5 Jiu-Jitsu in Hurricane, West Virginia, Josiah Hill.
And Josiah has competed with us before, 1-0.
You really got to respect the female youth grapplers, because a lot of times they're not finding anybody in their division. They're up against the boys.
Real comfortable pulling guard with a collar tie. And I was actually discussing this with one of the other coaches earlier. A lot of times I've gotten to ref and watch quite a few kids jiu-jitsu matches over the years. Now
Look at that sneaky Ezekiel.
Now she's hunting a full Alexi Olenek Ezekiel.
She's deep under the neck.
Yep. And he's doing a good job fighting the hands. But this is, by the way, this is a much more real choke than the punch chokes that we saw threatened earlier.
You can see that hand is not quite sliced through yet. If she can get a little space and slide that hand in, then this is going to be a bad night for Josiah.
Good
excellent
job
work.
stripping the grip.
He was wise to it. He knew what she was doing. Good work. Now he's going to look to posture up, break that guard, and make something happen. Very interesting, though, to see her brothers were both top players.
And now we see for the first time the cage coming into play, although he actually kind of backed off, sometimes stacking someone's with their head against the cage.
And that's something that she's probably not had to deal with before. This is probably her first time grappling in the cage, and it makes it a little more difficult. Now he's putting pressure on the hips, but you see excellent guard work from Daisy.
She looks for the double ankle sweep. He draws a warning from the ref.
She has a really tight guard. Hard to break it.
Good job breaking his posture down, too. Pulling him back down to his knees. Beautiful work here,
I would imagine that grappling with both of her brothers, she's had to spend a lot of time in this guard position. You can tell she's got a slick guard.
And we see her starting to work towards a lumberjack sweep, but the cage is in the way.
It's so hard to play open guard no gi as well, and she's doing such a phenomenal job.
Yeah, she's doing a good job. She's got the wrist and the ankle.
That's exactly what you want. Butt kind of sitting on the ankle there, threatening his posture, and now she gets past. She's in a dangerous spot here. But she did an excellent job on guard. Now, Josiah in top side control, looking to work.
Settling some pressure down, but she's got good frames. She's not in any immediate danger. He appears to be starting to maybe trying to...
He's got the
got a Darce.
And his grip's not very deep, but she tapped.
Yeah. He had good chin-to-chest mechanics on the Darce finish.
That was great work from Josiah, and it was slick. He didn't telegraph it at all.
Yeah, very impressed by both of these grapplers.
Absolutely. Daisy Schoonover, you can tell she's a phenomenal grappler as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner by Darce choke, Josiah Hill. Josiah, congrats on the win. You are now 2-0 here. So what's it been like training over at Category 5 Jiu-Jitsu?
It's been really good. I mean, I didn't anticipate for that to be an easy fight. She was definitely tough. That is very for sure. She has a very good guard. And that's it.
And that's it.
So tell me, who are some of your favorite training partners at the gym?
Roman Belcher, Eric Kuhn, Wes Thompson, Stan Chang.
So they all had a big battle royal. We put all of them in here right now. Who's going to be the last one standing?
I think Roman Belcher.
Oh, you heard it.
Oh, shit.
All right. Everybody give it up for Josiah Hill. He is now 2-0 in the cage.
To him now. Here first.
Well, I think Josiah may be in the doghouse now from all his other teammates. He should have just said, I don't know, man. They're all dangerous.
I would just go with the Patriarch black belt. I would just go with Wes. That's the safest
That's
answer.
what you're learning, though. If you ask kids, they'll be honest.
They're honest.
They'll tell you the truth.
Yeah, they're same weight. He's 260.
Keith knows got his lavalier mic on, so you get a little behind the scenes. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had some fun matches so far. And, we should talk about tomorrow night a little bit. We've got New Line Cagefighting 32. Absolute banger of a card. Mitch Vaughn versus Eric Sanchez in the main event.
I'm interested to see that.
I am as well.
I'm not familiar with Eric as much as Mitch, obviously. We've seen Mitch fight many times here, but I believe, was he wearing a Derby City hoodie?
Yes, he's fighting out of Derby City, and we all know how legitimate that gym is.
Yeah.
Chewy, Nick Albin, the coach there in Jiu-Jitsu, he's a phenomenon.
Yeah.
His YouTube channel, Jiu-Jitsu, has become like massive hit in the Jiu-Jitsu community. He's very well known, and which is pretty cool to have a Kentucky grappler that's blown up like that.
Yeah, and a couple of my training partners, Heather and Big Cat, have gone out to seminars of Nick's and speak very, very highly of him as not just a
Is that his
instructor,
real
but a
name, Big Cat?
Well, his real name's Casey, but everybody knows him as Big Cat.
Big Cat.
He's
That's
big
a good
and
nickname.
he's big and very fast.
He's big and a cat.
Yes.
So you call him that because of his cat-like reflexes?
Yes. Big Cat arm triangled me probably 1,000 times in my first 2 months of jiu-jitsu. Part of the reason that
a long time.
Yeah, he was a tattered blue belt when I started.
This is what, your 32nd year rolling?
It'll be 10 years this fall.
That's sad. That makes me sad. I've done jiu-jitsu longer than you. You know so much more than I do, though.
You probably had more friends and meaningful relationships. You've got a kid.
You had a life.
I've got a dog, and I know a lot of Japanese words. We've made our decisions.
Yeah. I just let that stuff go. You hear that crowd, ladies and gentlemen? That's for a jiu-jitsu match.
Oh my God, they got shirts off, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this crowd here. You can see in the bottom right corner of your screen. You've got the Jacob fan section right here. I love it. I love seeing this kind of excitement.
The greatest fans in the history of New Line.
Absolutely.
And
We
it's
need
for a
these
white belt
guys at
grappling
every
match.
event.
And fighting out of the red corner.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, 10 minutes on the clock here. Right away battling for collar ties.
Battle in the collar tie right here.
Yeah. See good double collar ties here from Gage Cushman. He's able to break the posture, but Thomas clears. And Jacob's able to step in and secure a more serious underhook. Now we've got an over-under kind of Greco battle going on here. And we see good use of the cage there by Jacob Thomas. But now we've got double underhooks from Gage Cushman, who's starting to work for an outside trip. And it looks like he might be able to finish it. He's having a hard time. Obviously, we've got a big size difference, but
I think Jacob Thomas is going to end up on top here, though. But now he gives up his back.
Yeah, Gage Cushman appears to have a pretty decent background in Greco, if I had to guess, as we see him hit Tani Otoshi from the back. Oh, and he's right away on the neck.
And I think he's under the chin here. Tight squeeze, but Jacob hanging tough. He's got that grip. And he's flattened out now. This is not good.
Very difficult position to battle from here, but we see him doing a good job. His hips are almost to the mat.
Very tough to tap a guy who's belly down, unless you're already under the neck.
Yeah. It's very difficult to secure hooks on somebody with
a lot
with that
of guys that are his size will go belly down just to shake you off.
Now he comes up on a single leg of his own. Let's see if Cushman can defend that single leg.
He's got a good sprawl here so far.
But he's getting run up against the cage. Now we see him, he's kind of hunting a guillotine.
And he looks like he's under the chin, but he doesn't have the angle.
Yeah, he's under the chin, but he's low wrist. But we are low wrist, high elbow.
He wants to be on that other hip, though. He wants to shift his hips, get onto that left hip. That's where you're going to really get the torque to finish it.
Now, I can't see how much of the head he has because we have a lot of hair in the way. But he loses it.
Really tough. With that right hip up against the cage, it's going to be tough to get the angle you want for the guillotine.
And now let's see if Jacob Thomas can pass the guard here.
And he's got 7 minutes, 30 seconds to work. Oh, excellent. And he's going to go for that single underpass.
Yeah.
And he gets it.
And a lot of guys that size will bait that triangle and just say, we're going to steamroll through it.
I'm at the point now, I'm so immobile on my back. Guys will do that to me, and I won't go for it. I'll just sit there and guard. I'm like, nope.
Oh, we see him looking for a Kimura from half guard here.
And I really enjoy going for the Kimura from top half. Some people don't like it. But if you've got a guy whose hips are dead and you can flatten his hips out, you can finish the Kimura and the Americana from here easily.
And we see Cushman did a good job of straightening the arm to defend that Kimura, and Jacob wasn't able to convert on that straight arm lock Americana series.
I like that Jacob's not using too much of his energy here, trying to hunt for something that's not there, though. That's a big problem you see with bigger guys, if they will try to force things.
And we see it opening up towards a pendulum or maybe a flower sweep. It's going to be very difficult to play closed guard sweeps against a man of this size, but he goes, we see him go up.
Big shutdown from Jacob Thomas. That guy's got a good base. He's going to be tough to sweep.
Yeah, and we saw it. Cushman was going towards that like kind of K-guard style position.
I really enjoy seeing a big man like Jacob get into jiu-jitsu and understand how to use good top control. Because once they do, your size becomes such a massive advantage in this sport.
And we see him doing a good job of wearing Gage Cushman down here.
Good heavy crossface. He's taking his time as well.
And Cushman is flat on his back here. He looks like he might be hunting towards some kind of maybe just a frame there across the neck.
I think he's
got
just trying to make his life miserable right now with that crossface.
Yeah.
And he's thinking about that far side arm. That's what he wants, but he's taking his time here, and I really like to see that because he's in the dominant position right now.
And now we see him go towards that underjack. I love that beautiful hand walk starting to come up. He's able to get the elbow back below the shoulder line again. They're good defensive reaction from Cushman.
Now we've almost hit the halfway point. As far as scores, who do you think's on top in this one?
I would have to give it to Jacob Thomas, but now we've got a beautiful arm lock. Now, can he convert on this and get up to his feet? He can't.
Great work, and he's going to shot past and get that single underpass again.
But now he's in a better angle to threaten the triangle. Oh, but he loses the arm.
Going to be tough to triangle Jacob Thomas.
Very, 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 very close thus far. I'll be honest, I think that threat might have made it closer, but I think we're still favoring Jacob Thomas here probably slightly.
I think he spent more time in a dominant position, but we have seen some good submission attempts from Gage.
Now we need, really, this is where Gage can't accept this bad position. We need to see him maybe go towards turtle and start trying to wrestle up.
I think, yeah, exactly. He needs to try to get to his feet because he's having trouble sweeping Jacob. Jacob has such a good base. I think he's got good Greco. If he can make it back to his feet, it could change everything.
And he doesn't appear to be too tired to do jiu-jitsu yet. I mean,
there it is. If he gets right, oh man, Jacob smashes.
But he's
him
able to
back
get
down.
he's able to get back to half guard though in that transition.
You can see though Jacob doing such a good job of making him miserable. I'm a Carlson Gracie guy at heart.
Yep.
So that's what you want. You want your opponent to be absolutely miserable until they want to give you the sub.
Now here's the arm lock coming again.
He's got to really mind his P's and Q's here.
Now we see a good double ankle sweep. Double Kauchi. Is he able to come up over the top? He comes up over the top, and now we see Gage Cushman settle into mount, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first truly dominant position that we've seen in this match yet.
Does Jacob Thomas have the gas tank left to get back up, to get out from this bad spot? That's the question, because this has been a long, hard-fought round.
We still got a lot of time. 4 minutes.
Jacob looking for that Upa, trying to shake him off, roll him.
Now it's going to be tough to Upa against the cage like that. Now we see an Americana getting lined up here by Gage Cushman.
Also,
he's in a pillow arm lock position. It looks like he's under the head.
Gage also doing such a great job with those boots. You know, keep kicking those feet.
Now he's on the Americana.
If you stay active.
This is a tight Americana, ladies and gentlemen.
Bad.
Especially with the cage there.
It's not down on his hip low enough, though. He's not going to finish it unless
he's got a chance.
He's got to drag that elbow all the way to the hip, and then he'll finish it. Jacob fighting hard. He wants to stiff arm.
Now we're in a terrible spot here. He needs to get that hand just a little bit lower. Impressive shoulder flexibility by Jacob Thomas here.
He needs to be,
and a good horse over
he needed to be here.
Yeah.
If you're here, there's no room.
He did a good job of getting the elbow up, but he just didn't pack the hand down low enough.
That's the #1 mistake you see when guys try to finish that Americana. They'll finish it up here, and your elbow has so much more flexibility.
And ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes remain. 2 minutes! 2 minutes!
There's that triangle. He's baiting it again.
Yeah.
And he's gonna try to finish it this time.
But yeah, he needs to keep that knee close. He needs to keep his left knee close to keep that arm collected. We see him going towards the Solo style, or excuse me, the Jean-Jacques Ribeiro style.
Out the back door.
Off the back door.
Excellent.
Beautiful transitions by Gabe Cushman, and he falls back on a straight ankle lock.
He's got it deep. Now, you're the leg lock expert here. How's it looking?
He needs to get on his side, and he needs to get more extension. I would like to see him. We're seeing this single leg X. Now, belly down is very difficult to escape. This is one of the strongest positions to finish an ankle lock from, but we're seeing that big size difference come into play there.
Jacob did a good job trying to roll out of that, kept his foot in the butt, and just kicked that leg out of there.
We've got 1 minute remaining, ladies and gentlemen.
This
1
is a
minute remaining.
Tough match to score, I think.
For me, the Americana and that straight ankle lock attempt have swung it towards Gage Cushman. We have seen better top control from Jacob Thomas, but we haven't seen the kind of efforts to finish the fight. And when I say we haven't seen Jacob Thomas secure dominant positions either.
Armbar attempt from Jacob, and it looks deep.
Now Cushman needs to use this to come up on top, but he's not. He's losing it to that double overs pass again. Now we see Thomas settle inside control.
I think Jacob is winning the positional battles, but just like you said, we're not seeing as many submission attempts.
We saw him looking at a kind of a Kimura early, but it was never really close. That Americana was death. That was very close to being finished.
He's working for one right now, though. He's got 20 seconds left. If he can get close with something, I think it might seal the deal.
He might
there. He's around the head, though.
Yeah, that's what Eric Paulson calls the pillow arm lock, but we're not in real danger here yet.
Oh.
Yeah,
his elbow's lots of flexibility at this angle, though.
Yeah, his elbow's too high, and he does a good job escaping.
Time!
Swan.
Yeah.
Joey Donahue. Hey. We're split.
There's 3 of them. You not
What's up, Dingo? It's a good match.
Joey. Joey. Donahue.
Joey's over there.
We have angered the fan club.
They're going to take their shirts off and attack me, I think.
Flex at us.
A split decision. Judge 1 has it for Gage. Judge 2 for Jacob. Judge number 3 has it for your winner out of the red corner.
So, Colin, how does it feel to be wrong?
Well, as I have in all my past relationships, I'm just going to say everybody else is wrong and I was right. It was a very close match, though.
The positional dominance, I think, is what did it.
My friends that showed up. My mom to let me do this. I don't know what else.
Well spoken.
Hey, Rick, cut to this one after and all. Guys, I'll come over here and get in front of this.
1 second. Oh, we got you a water, man.
Come here. Come here, all of you. Go crazy.
I came to my first New-Line Cagefighting card August 5th, 2023. And I watched Eric Vaughn fight. I want to thank Eric Vaughn for getting me in Tartarus. I feel good. My opponent was very tough. I want to say thank you to my opponent for stepping up. It was fun.
All right, hey, everybody, give a hand to both of these young men. All right, up next, we have a special treat. We're going away from Jiu-Jitsu for just a moment. We've got a new sport we're introducing. Welcome to the era of the
Did you notice that?
NLC fighting. If you're not familiar
Middleweight
with
grappling.
think American gladiators, think U.S. Army military training. This is something they do to tough out the soldiers. All right, let's bring them out.
Now, I don't know any Japanese words for these people hitting each other with the sticks. Other than that, I don't want Ram Elkins to hit me with anything.
Hey, Rick.
I thought that the Americano was the closest to
The scoring areas are the same as boxing, so body, head, like no leg. Below the belt. Right. What if they do touch below the belt? Point or? No, just warn. Warn him? Warn him. Okay. I don't think they will. They're doing 5 rounds in 1 minute. 5 rounds in 1 minute. Yeah, come on in. All right. It's new. Yeah, fight boxing. I tried to make it easy. I tried to make it so that like the athletic commissions can't really like say that we're doing MMA or something.
right, ladies and gentlemen.
These guys have boxed each other before, too.
I don't know if anybody actually knows the rules of this. I think these.
This is a Pugil stick fight. Fighting out of the blue corner, he is an experienced boxer, James Easton. Let's go, James! And fighting out of the red corner, it's another experienced amateur boxer. Both of these men fight here, Ram Elkins. And your referee, Ricardo Rodriguez.
And Ricardo will be grappling here shortly as well. 5 1-minute rounds.
Now, Ram and James have fought before in boxing. Ram won that fight. This was only probably 3 or 4 months ago. And a very close fight, so I think they wanted to have a rematch. We didn't expect it to be like this, though, so we see our first pugil stick match.
Ooh, good inside position control there by Ram Elkins. We see like a kind of a jabbing effort from Estep.
Ram, I think, bullying him a little bit here. I think his strategy is just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Using that stick. I don't know how to commentate pugil stick
Well, he's
matches.
using it almost like a cross chest frame.
I'm going to have to come up with a catchphrase. He really bopped him there.
Oh, good jabs there by Ram Elkins. Like, and I mean jabs like in the sense of like with a fork, not like a boxing jab. Oh, but answered with good jabs
there's
there.
James.
Oh,
man. These guys went after it there at the last 10 seconds. James taking a little rest over in the corner for 2 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know what the rest periods are here. Keith knows coming in with a stool maybe for himself.
So here we go. And we're going to have 20-minute rest periods between each round for these guys.
This is a heavyweight pugilistic stick. It's not pugilistic. That's the dementia that they're going to get from the pugil sticks.
You might have a touch of it already.
Oh, I've definitely got it. I can
How
remember
do you corner
Japanese.
somebody for this? What do you? If you're in the corner of James Estep, what are you telling him?
I don't know. He was doing a good job of jabbing on the outside, or
Yeah,
whatever
I
you want to
think
call
that
that,
was-
like
I
the
think that
stabbing
was
him in
the best moment he
stabbing
had.
him in the face.
Now Ram did a good job bullying him, getting him using that stick to push him up against the cage.
Well, and he was like cross chest framing with the left hand, and then using it to get like uppercuts on the other side. Which
I think we're gonna have to get in there and pugil stick fight.
We're just gonna have a battle royale. We'll do 1 round of pugil, 1 round of boxing, 1 round of jiu-jitsu. And the winner is the most handsome new line commentator, even though that's not fair because you're actually more handsome. It's the only way I can get that title.
It's funny, you know, both guys you can kind of see they're figuring it out as they go.
We see Ram was working some like jabs to the body for a second there.
Good work from Ram Elkins.
Good combination there from Ram.
These guys are swinging hard.
I'm not sure if we're supposed to be judging this, by the way.
Oh, sure we are. And I think right now we're winning.
Ooh.
Both guys, you can tell they're gassing a little bit.
We got multiple different times going.
Yeah, we had 5 people call time at different moments.
Keith is using the metric system for time.
So we got 1 more round of this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no, this is 5 rounds.
Yeah, 5.
I honestly, tell you the truth, I'd kind of like to see this without the headgear.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like to see it with just like pieces of pipe too. I mean,
Yeah, let's just get swords.
yeah.
Let's get those like double-bladed swords like Darth Maul has.
I believe that was a lightsaber. but-
Yeah, same thing. A lightsaber is just a man from another galaxy far away's sword.
In the samurai Nazis in space.
That's right. There are Nazis everywhere, even in space.
In a galaxy far, far away. We
You know,
got to see Ram Elkins beat up a guy with a swastika on his arm
Say what you want
as well.
about the tenets of National Socialism, but at least it's an ethos.
It's true, dude.
I had to sneak a Big Lebowski quote in here.
Oh, now we see that like aggressive chest push into the face. Ram has to adjust
He's cheating.
the visor here. He extends the stick for a
Ref,
stick
dock a
touch.
point.
Ram switched to the bayonet charge style here. He's holding it like a machine gun that he's hip firing like Stallone. Oh, that was a good jab to the face by Ram Elkins. Oh, he's got both sticks.
Ram, put it up his butt.
10 seconds left in round 3.
Strong jabs there by James Estep.
Big shot from James Estep, swinging wild. Another big one. 2 more rounds, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are getting tired.
Maybe I'll send my dog in there to fight for the stick. She'll want to carry the stick
He
away.
loves sticks, I'm
Yeah.
sure. She loves sticks. I didn't mean to misgender your dog.
Yeah, it's 22. We got under the new presidency. I think there's an executive order. I'm allowed to stab you for
Yeah,
that.
that's right. I love it that Keith wears his lavalier the whole time. You get real behind the scenes action. What's it like to be a promoter? We don't have judges.
It's like, whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter and nobody cares.
You know your lavalier's on, right? We can hear everything.
I would prefer if we left it on.
That's how you know I'm a real broadcaster. I know what a damn lavalier is.
I don't know what that word sounds like. It sounds French to me. I don't
You know
like
all
the French.
Japanese terms
Yeah.
for cameras, but
Japanese words are cooler than French words.
they
I
call
have-
that sepkaki in Japan. Ooh, big shot.
Jeez. I think I don't know who is going to win or what the criteria is, but to me it looks like Ram Elkins won the first couple rounds, and now it's trending towards Estep.
He's got that dog in him.
There you go. Yeah. Let's go. Don't let up, Ram. Come on.
20 seconds left in round 4.
Q-tip him. Q-tip him hard.
Get back at it, Ram.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a true war of attrition we're having here at New Line.
Neither gentleman seemed to really care that
I
round was
think both of them are just like, I'm done. I'm tired of this.
James Estep is up 3-1. Elkins needs a KO in round 5 to take it home.
James, he step up 3 rounds to 1.
Yeah,
This is highway robbery.
I be honest, I only really paid attention enough to say who won the first round in that round, and I think I have it at 1-1 of the 2 rounds that I paid
think
attention to, so I'm fine
that
with that.
I will be outraged. I will be upset. If there's a robbery in this fight, I'm going to be mad.
We're going to flip the table over and break all this equipment. Now, the winner of this should challenge Rex, who...
Ram. Ram. Ram.
Also, is Ram his like? If
Yeah,
Ram
it's his Christian name.
What
His father was a Ram. It's an old name.
Oh man, E-Step taking control early in round 5. Ram might be the best name for somebody in Pugil sticks.
I think that his nickname should be Bam. Ram Bam. Ram Bam Bam.
Oy. Now that was a good shot by Ram. Oh, and a good answer from E-Step. Now they're slugging it out, ladies and gentlemen. Ram effectively using his forehead, as his name would imply.
Big
but
shot
a good slip and rip.
By James E-Step.
That kind of reminded me of that, where they'll palm with the hand and then come with the elbow over the top.
That was like the Mortal Kombat finish him strike. James E-Step talking some smack in there.
He's
10 seconds. Ram, you gotta go hard, baby.
James E-Step really getting good and mad in there.
That noises are. Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, Ram got the better of the boxing, but I think James E-Step may have won the day.
They're 1-1. So what do we do
fighting.
as like the tiebreaker now? What do they? Is this like Moss stick wrestling or sumo? What do we do to square this up?
Jousting.
We have had
It's just
sumo
the hard
here.
part is getting the horses in here.
Now, if we do sumo matches, I've got a whole different set of Japanese words for them.
I will sumo you. I'll sumo you all over this place.
I will do it only if we do it in Japan rules where like the palm strikes are fully legal.
I will boss rooting you.
Oh, bro. Believe it or not, in sumo and judo, they're very similar techniques, but they have separate names for each. Like they don't use the same nomenclature that they use in the Kodokan. I don't know all of them for sumo, but sumo is awesome. I watch a lot of it.
I like sumo.
Yeah.
The score 49-46. Out of the blue corner, James Easton.
I've got a little bit of UFC trivia for you here, Colin.
All right.
We'll come here and talk about these
Name
guys.
a modern UFC, no, well, not modern, but UFC champion whose grappling background was sumo.
Leota Machida.
Well, we're gonna have to
Got it.
tape up those sticks just to keep slipping in those gloves, and that's gonna be a big thing. I can keep hold of it, kept slipping out of my hand.
We need pine tar, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. And the headgear kept slipping down, so we gotta make sure the headgear's on good.
I have a solution. Slip off fellas.
Yeah, actually, probably. He was more aggressive. He countered well. When we would hang well, we could definitely get that swing off. So, I think it was a good call.
All right, thank you, Ram. James, man, you came out round 1, figured out what you were doing. Round 2, you came out and turned it up. So tell me, what was it like to participate in this?
Feels great.
Feels great, he says.
And I'm about to do a nerve bout here now. I'm about 9. What are you doing?
Grappling. So the man, yeah, he has entered himself into a jiu-jitsu match. Take note of this pay-per-view crew. They set up a new match. So James has replaced Ricardo Rodriguez in bout number 9. All right, guys, things open.
I don't know if you're still down, man, but I want to get that grappling match tonight too. All right. And a rematch in boxing later. For the belt.
The trilogy is set.
And
We're going to see him grapple next.
All right. All right, everybody give it up for these guys.
All right, now I've got a piece of trivia for you, Elijah, on the sumo-related tip. Who is the first D1 All-American to fight in the UFC?
Talking about wrestler or sumo?
That's a trick question. The way you not a trick question.
Emmanuel Yarborough.
Yes, Emmanuel Yarborough was a D1 All-American wrestler. Most people don't know that.
That's
in
what
the
we
time
need
before,
to do for the entire grappling card is just UFC trivia the whole time.
Before there were weight classes, Emmanuel Yarborough was a D1 All-American.
Rest in
That's
peace.
why they added the
Emmanuel
285.
Yarborough.
Yeah.
He passed away, a couple years ago now.
Yeah. The heaviest man to ever compete in the UFC. And what's funny is they introduced him as a sumo wrestler, which he was a sumo and judo guy as well, but D1 wrestler.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Yarborough picked up some wins in Pride, didn't he?
Not Pride, but another organization in Japan around that time period. Unsurprisingly by Smother, because when a 6'8", 800-pound man gets on top of you,
I
you get
remember
smothered.
that fight, actually.
He only fought once in Pride, and he lost to a fellow by the name of Daiju Takase. And if you've never heard of Daiju Takase, his other most notable win is he mounted triangled Anderson Silva.
Wow.
Right before Anderson left Pride.
You know, it's strange. Anderson took a couple of losses in Japan that people don't really think about or remember.
Ryu Chonin hit him with a flying Kani Basami.
Well, what people who are
People who are sophisticated call it Kani Basami.
Donald Trump is president.
Well,
this is America, and we speak English.
As my good friend Clint Heinrich once said, the only woman in my life is Kani Basami.
You know, I have never met Clint, but I like Clint because of his, I think he's changed it now, his Facebook profile picture.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember it was like him standing next to like a thing that looked just like him with this crazy smile?
Yeah.
It's like, that guy's all right in my book. And here we go. We got Zach DeHart back in here.
Zach pulls guard with a collar tie and an underhook.
Up against Lucas Kahn. We got Zach at 2-0 now. Lucas 0-1 at NLC Grappling Series.
No, I saw Lucas warming up earlier. I believe he's maybe also from 1.
I'm kind of surprised to see Zach pull guard.
Yeah, and we saw a very clean standing pass there, a little Toriando style action from Lucas Kahn. Lucas Kahn has the rash guard on that has the "We Are All One," the Genki Sudo line.
Now tell me, how many times have you drilled that Toriando pass in your jiu-jitsu career?
Toriando, not enough. I don't like it. I'm not a standing passer. I prefer to pass on the knees.
I feel like no gi and gi, it's a totally different game.
Yeah.
Passing. If you're passing standing no gi,
There's a beautiful arm triangle
and
here from Lucas
it's tight.
Kahn. Yep.
Excellent work. Closes the show early with 8 minutes to spare. And Zach DeHart moves to 2-1, and Lucas moves to 1-1. Very impressed with everybody from One Academy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner fighting out of the blue corner by arm triangle, Lucas Kahn.
And now, next up, looks like we're going to have James Estep versus Toro Bays.
No, James, it's going to be
This is your
James.
second time back. What's it, tell me what it's been like training at One Academy and the journey you have in jiu-jitsu.
Toro didn't show.
I got the best coach, Ethan Handy right here. I got great
Well, you
teammates,
know,
and,
that guy steals
about
food
it,
stamps, so I'm not surprised.
What are some goals you have set for yourself in combat sports for the year?
I got to get the blue belt, and I'm going to be in here doing MMA.
Right. I like it. Everybody give it up. Lucas Kahn.
James Estep
We've got a very professional operation here, ladies and gentlemen. We got everything down to a science. There's no screw-ups. There's no mix-ups. That's what you want to see with a good promotion.
My dog has returned to a sound slumber now that the people who were cheering for the heavyweight guy aren't here anymore.
Oh, yeah, we've had the entire fan section take off on us.
You good? Still good to go?
And here we see Mr. Sexton stepping in from the cage.
Yep, and this is Brady Setzer, I believe is.
Or Setzer. Setzer.
And keep in mind, I believe we're saying his name right.
Brady's sister.
I had to ask him his name 4 times because I'm a moron. So if I'm saying your name wrong, Brady, I apologize.
We both have brain damage. I mean, it's easy to admit.
We gotta have one person in the booth that's of sound mind.
Dave's gone.
Dave's gone.
Dave isn't here tonight.
Butch has probably got less brain damage than us. But Butch is so much more handsome that we might as well not even be here.
I don't know. I think Butch is on another planet. Butch is operating on a different level than we are. I mean, just look at the man. He's handsome. He's great at jiu-jitsu. He's got it all
He's got a
going
phenomenally
on.
successful gym.
Dresses well.
Wonderful wife and kids.
I hate him. I
Butch, we hate you.
We love you, but we also hate you.
Butch has set the bar so high.
It's just like, I didn't think he was human for a long time. And then I met him, and I was like, okay, he's not completely perfect, I guess.
From Williamson, West Virginia, James Judge Easton.
I'll tell you what, I miss calling fights with Butch. Calling fights with Butch was a blast.
Butch is awesome. I love just being around Butch anytime, whether we're calling fights or... I'm asleep at the wheel talking about Butch.
James Eastep, one thing I know about him, he's not an experienced grappler, but he's strong as an ox.
Good snap down there. Snap down into the front head position.
And you got to
right to both hooks.
Excellent work.
Now he's looking double unders.
He's a little bit high.
Yeah, but he got the double unders, which saved him, even though he was a bit high. We see him. He's going asymmetrical hooks here. Starting to work a wrist ride. He's got James Eastep flattened out already, ladies and gentlemen. This is
one thing we talked about, though. It's really hard to finish a guy from here.
Yeah, and Brady's opponent no-showed. We see him doing a good job of starting to threaten to bring that chin up. Again, though, we talked about this earlier. I don't really like the flattened out position. It's very, very difficult to actually finish a choke from there.
And he just lets him up. Seems like a lot of work. You know what I mean?
Well, I think he thinks he's in better shape than Eastep, and Eastep also just had another match.
I think Eastep's very tired from that Pugil stick fight.
We see a battle of the Cosoto.
He makes a fatal mistake, but he doesn't pay for it.
Good job with the underhook to stay on top. And if I were him, I would stay in mount. I think he should attack arm triangles and Americanas from here.
You got to kind of give it up for James because, before this he was talking to me. He's like, man, I'm kind of nervous. Like, I've never grappled in my life. And he's like, I was back there in the back trying to learn. He was working with somebody in the back trying to learn a little bit before he comes out.
Strong knee on belly there, forces the turn.
Excellent work from Brady Setzer.
Spectacular noises from James Eastep.
Oh, and he's too high. James doing a good job shaking him off.
And he's got both. He's using both of those underhooks though to stay there. Oh,
that was really good work from Brady. Oh my God! And he's bullying him now.
And now it looks like he might be looking towards a back arch.
Yeah, belly to back takedown here. Excellent work from Brady. Drags him back down. Sits in that position there. I'd like to see, James.
Oh, it takes him right back over the knees. Now we're in a doing a good job with the Dracula hands here, right? The classic like cape defense.
It's one of those things that it's not going to do anything for you but get you hurt in MMA. You don't want to be here in MMA, but Jiu-Jitsu, that's a really valid defensive position.
Yeah. Well, and to be honest, I don't even really like back mount in MMA that much.
And he's over
now
the face.
We're looking at RNC.
He's just being mean with it.
Yeah. But James is tired, so he might have a good chance at finishing this. But
well, this is just a nasty position, especially if you're not used to grappling. Like, it's going to make you miserable. He's hurt.
He's covering his own mouth. I can't tell if that's because he's hurt or if he's just trying to take away that real estate.
I think that's probably an uncomfortable spot to be in, though.
He's trying to pull on his foot. Shades of Tim Abaki Catalfa.
That's so funny. An old coach of mine was like, grappling's simple. You just take something.
Transitions to the armbar from the back.
And you turn it in the way it's not supposed to go. And that's what James was trying to do.
So we've got the double torso legs.
If he can stay calm and patient here, he's going to get this armbar. He's just got to work on breaking that grip.
Yeah. Now, double torso legs is a little bit hard to finish whenever they're connected like this. Normally, you would sit up and go for a Yoshiro Senkaku, but
I'm going to fight you if you keep speaking Japanese.
It's the right term.
Then just call it good old spider web position.
Well, that's not spider web. He doesn't have the leg.
Well,
and he's double torso legs. Now he's down on a toe hold, it looks like, maybe.
He keeps letting him up. It's very interesting.
You want to know what's awful is I actually said Ushiro Senkaku when I met Yoko Senkaku. You're making me nervous with your judgment of my Japanese names. Ushiro's from the back.
You're never going to live that one down.
I know. Absolutely. Beautiful Taitoshi.
I love that throw.
Yeah.
I was always a fan of the Taitoshi.
Yeah, especially from that angle. I mean, Now he's starting to look up towards that Americana. James Estep doing a good job, just natural defensive mechanics, though.
James is
He's
a guy,
a strong boy.
I've always thought if he had the right coaching, he could really be something. He's massively strong, very dangerous. When he's boxing, he's just very aggressive. He's not technical, but man, he's tough. And I think that's it. He taps there. Brady Setzer gets the win, and he looked really dominant.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad we were able to find him an opponent. His opponent no-showed. Shout out to James Estep for taking this on like 30 seconds notice, basically. I mean,
Ladies and gentlemen, I like the meanness of Brady Setzer in this match. He's a guy, he's looking for that first win, and you could tell he wanted it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner by a smother choke, Brady Setzer. Brady, congrats on the win, man. Tell me what, so you're 18 years old, still in high school. Tell me what got you into training combat sports?
My best friend, Gage. He's the only reason I do any of this.
I like it. So how long have you been training now?
About a year. On and off.
All right, so tell me, what's it been like training at One Academy? I've heard good things about them.
It's been great. We're all like a family out there. Joe, the instructor, he's a really good guy. If you're around the area, you should come out.
All right, so tell us, if somebody wants to join One Academy, how can they join the gym?
You can text Joe Taylor on Facebook, or you can just come into One Academy. It's at the Evans Center in Jackson, Ohio.
All right, you heard it here. If you want to be a bad man like Brady, find the gym. He's invited everybody out to One Academy. Brady, congrats on the win, my friend.
One Academy has had a really good night tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the only loss they've seen was Daisy, and Daisy looked phenomenal as well.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think we can easily say the highest level of technique we've seen tonight has been from the kids' matchup.
Absolutely.
By a long shot. I mean, obviously, we just don't have that many colored belts competing tonight, but
it's pretty incredible. Like, I mentioned it earlier, to see people that young looking that good, looking that technical, getting started in their jiu-jitsu careers so early.
It just occurred to me that we don't have 2 hours of fights after this. This is great. I love splitting these up.
I like it too, because this appeals to that jiu-jitsu crowd. Not for everybody though. Some people, they don't. Their jiu-jitsu's not quite their cup of tea. I hate them. I hate everybody that says that.
Those people shouldn't be allowed to vote or own cars, but
Rex White's one of them back there.
I know,
he's the worst for talking trash about jiu-jitsu people.
Says
they're not real fighters.
He's going to come up here and grab your headset off of you.
I'm going to make
Rex
Colin heel hook him.
Rex is. I don't want to get underneath of him and try to heel hook him.
Tell y'all a little something about Colin.
He's going to kick your ass. Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are now at bout number 10 of the night. This is a bantamweight grappling bout. Competing out of the blue corner from Moorhead, Kentucky, trains at Davis MMA, Mason Little. And fighting out of the red corner from Lexington, Kentucky, trains at Four Seasons MMA, Jordan Hargrove.
This is the first time we're seeing Mason Little. He's brand new, first competition here at New Line. You've seen Jordan, though. I like the cut of Jordan's gym.
Yes.
He caught a loss in that first one, but he's an experienced MMA fighter, and he's training out of a good gym in Four Seasons there.
Yeah, nice Kosoto Gake there and ended up on top. We got head squeeze going on, but...
Yeah, he's thinking about that arm and guillotine, and he's thinking about it again now, and he rolls him with it. Excellent work.
Good use of that. And now Jordan's in on a single leg.
I love
Dynamic
that head
match
and
here.
arm position there. There's so much you can do, and you saw the sweep there. Now they're back to the feet, though. Jordan does a good job.
Well, he's back in that arm and guillotine position.
Now let's see what he does with it. Let's see if he decides to pull
Honestly,
guard, if he decides to roll him.
He's kind of built like Hani Yaya. He looks like he's looking for an inside trip there. Yep. Wait.
Half the crowd left.
Oh, he looks for the Uchigari, but he ends up just setting back.
Excellent.
Finishing the guillotine.
Excellent
though.
work on that guillotine. He stayed on it.
Absolutely beautiful
That's the one
stuff.
thing, you know, that's my favorite choke. I see them from all over the place, and that's the thing. If you have a good squeeze with it and stay committed to it, you can get it even when you think the guy's out. You just got to keep working on it. As long as you're wise.
This is the most fundamental disagreement you and I will ever have. I hate guillotines.
I love them. Love them. That's the thing. You were telling me that. You were telling me you never liked them, but that was my bread and butter. When I was in my prime, I loved hunting for guillotines.
All right, so next you train over at Moorhead. Tell me about the team. Tell me about what got you into training.
I will say now I play with that high wrist one.
That changed everything for me too. The Marcellatine style. I don't do any other guillotines.
Guys at the gym, wonderful guys. I've only been doing this for a few months. Wanted to come in here and prove myself. Mostly for me, but for everybody else as well. And I think I can keep on going. And if y'all want to have me in next time, here I am.
Well, you did a good job. I'm sure you made your team and your coach was proud. And I hope to see you back, man. Congratulations. Rick Pittman.
Get this up like your wristwatch on my collarbone. There, and now with the arm in, grab this elbow. That's that. Wristwatch cutting off this side, grab the bicep on the other. It's tough to squeeze it though. Here, right? That's not good. Oh. That's how I finish go-go.
Believe it or not, Colin Caprini, I used to be a very flexible guy at 165.
Something tells me that Hindulotine wasn't a part of your repertoire.
My moves, yeah, I'd never seen it. Never seen it. I like go-go's and stuff, though. I really like going for go-go's. One thing that I became obsessed with when I could actually move was inverted triangles. I would hit inverted triangles from strange places. Bottom, north, south is where I loved hitting them from. I would do almost, you know, you flip, take the back.
Yeah.
I would do that, but I would just hook one arm and spin into the triangle.
I taught Griffin, Liam Bruno, who you've seen, that escape from north-south, and every time I get north-south now, he's on my back, and it infuriates me.
Some guys are so good at that pop out.
Yeah.
Which I was never explosive enough to really get up, so I started just turning into that triangle, and I had a lot more success with it.
North-south's a very difficult position to control on skilled people.
Bout number 11 on the night. This is a middleweight grappling bout. Fighting out of the blue corner. He's 1-0 at NLC. Tristan Turner. And fighting out of the red corner from Davis MMA, Moorhead, Kentucky, Dalton Martin.
Yo. Good? I've been, you know, doing the thing before the end of the night. We might, well, we should clean, I'd like to clean up.
Take it easy, bud.
Battle for the collar ties here in inside position.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was just on the line with our former commentary partner, Austin Chafin.
Oh, yeah.
We've not seen him in a long time. He was calling to
Good
see if
shot down in
Rex
by
was fighting
Tristan Turner.
tonight. So, back to the action here. We see Tristan Turner.
Settling on top here.
Yes, that's it. I'm just going to start doing that and just trailing off and letting Colin finish.
Dalton Martin hunting that guillotine position, but good defense there by Tristan back into full guard.
Colin and I care about each other so much we finish each other's sentences.
That was a slick triangle set up there by Dalton Martin.
It was excellent, and it looks tight. If he can pull the head here.
He's got good control of the leg, good angle. He's got very long legs, though, and I'll be honest, that sometimes it's harder to finish with the long legs.
It makes it detrimental, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you have short legs and you can get that
Yeah, and we
grip
see that
lock,
there's just too much space. If my little short, fat legs would have gotten that, it would have been death, but also my short, fat legs
that's
might
what
not
it
have
is. It's
snatched
getting
it.
to that grip that's tough when you're shorter.
Yeah.
But once you do, and once you get that triangle locked, oh, my God. But now, there is a way, if you're a long leg guy, there's a way to figure out that angle. My old coach, Aaron Goebel, he was a master of the triangle.
Good chest to back control here. He's trying to start to sink the hooks.
And he was very
good building of hip height and grabbing the front head.
There's a nice guillotine. He's just got to get that angle when his head's out now.
But he's still got an overhook and wrist control. He's back in jeopardy of that triangle again.
And that's what he's looking for here, that shin block triangle.
Yeah.
Which I really like.
Let's go with the overhook to go to the head. And Tristan jumps in on the chin strap there.
I like how wise he was to that triangle setup. He just backed out of there.
Yeah.
He knew he was in trouble, so he backed out and then reapproached.
He's trying to set up a darce or a Japanese necktie here. I don't know if he has.
He's got the grip now, but let's see how deep it is and if he rolls through.
Now that's the opposite of what Dalton needed. Dalton needed to go belly down and spread his lats. He needs a hard lat row with that right arm.
He's in trouble, but I don't think that grip is as deep as he wants it.
No, I don't think so.
He's just got his hands together.
Yeah. Now he's going back to that power.
Now this is where you want to see him go for that necktie. You don't see people go for the Japanese necktie a lot.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
Yeah, it's terrible pain.
If you don't get a good solid choke with it, you get a nasty neck crank.
Yeah, it feels like your brain, like your spine is just going to separate from your skull.
People don't even like doing that when you teach it to them.
Yeah.
Because you got to be kind of mean when you do. You got to really stuff that head.
It's that chin to chest mechanic. I mean, that's the most brutal implementation of it. Pretty close, actually, to what we saw Islam finish that last fight with.
Islam, when I saw that darce, I thought, his grip wasn't deep enough.
He was using a short arm and he
Yep.
was using the elbow on the back of the head to get the chin to chest mechanic.
Even still, he must have an incredible squeeze. The way it reminded me of Matt Hughes.
Yeah.
Against, who am I talking about? Jiu-Jitsu, a very high-level jiu-jitsu black belt.
Probably Almeida.
Yes, Ricardo Almeida, and he put him out with a Schultz choke.
Yep, Schultz front headlock, head in the hole.
That squeeze, you got to do that. It must be incredible.
Ricardo Almeida is like a 80cc medalist too. This is not like a he was a much better grappler on paper than Matt Hughes, but he got hurt with a punch and then he just got slept. That was very depressing for young Colin.
Oh yeah, for a jiu-jitsu guy to see Almeida get put to sleep that way, it's sad. It's the same thing when you saw Matt beat the hell out of Hoist Gracie.
Yeah.
I think that Hoist had no business in there at the time though.
No, that was just bringing him in as a lamb to the slaughter. The train got the final laugh, though.
That's the thing about that. Yeah, Jesus Christ, Colin.
We're talking about Matt Hughes' great victories.
Matt Hughes is 0-1 versus the train. I don't know, man. I think most men that would have taken him out.
Probably. We got a
Interestingly,
good battle here for hip height. Nice, coming on top by
that
Dalton
was an
Martin.
excellent work by Dalton Martin. Now let's see what he can do from here because
He's starting to work a knee cut.
excellent pass. That was nice. He kind of hopped over.
And he's starting to look towards I like the style of mount that he's playing here. He's playing a shin pin mount. He appears to be over the head. I can't quite exactly tell what he's hunting here. Halfway in.
He's going deep under that arm, looking like he's going to go for the darce himself.
He is. He's on that short. Now he's on the same grip that Islam used. But now he's deeper.
He's trying to tighten it as he goes. That's really slick work.
Yeah.
It would be incredible to see him get threatened by the darce and then finish with the darce. But see, he bails on it. He knows his grip's not deep. And now he's in that single leg, and he's kind of in some danger.
Yeah, he's got to get his hips away and keep escaping. Yeah, that was a good hip escape.
And getting that far side arm was slick.
Yep.
But now Excellent work by Tristan Turner going out the back door, getting that underhook.
Sakuraba Kimura threat here, though, by Dalton Martin.
Yes.
Now the hand is through, right? You got the wrist ride that saved him. That was good work by Tristan Turner to use that wrist ride. But I think we're going to see that same battle for hip height from the back. That's beautiful work by Dalton Martin. He's really controlling a lot of these scrambles, especially as time goes on. We've still got 4 minutes left in this match. And
Tristan hunting for that single leg again. He had success with it earlier, but Dalton's wise to it. He's sprawling real hard on it now and hunting the darts again.
Yeah, and now we're looking actually at an anaconda, and he falls off to the hip. If he's going to be able to, he's got to break the elbow across the center line. I'm not
He's
sure.
not deep enough.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if Tristan is tired enough to have that just happen, right? He's in on the single. Yeah, he's going to have to. That's why a lot of times you see guys use that gable grip to break people down to a hip and then shoot it all the way into an anaconda.
There's the guillotine grip, but let's see what he does with it. Excellent work by Dalton to reach over the head there. That's what's going to stop that pressure.
Good Sumigaeshi
Now
there
he's
by
got
Tristan
his own
Turner.
grip around the head. And now it's just a positional battle, and we see Dalton Martin wins it.
Yeah, and I think you saw a little bit of that last one. Nothing against Tristan Turner, but I think he's too tired to win those exchanges. Like there, he just kind of stopped and waited for Dalton to win the transition.
And you see, Dalton's almost been a little loose with his control in this latter half, I think, and I just think Tristan's not got the gas to get out.
And we still got 2 minutes and 42 seconds left, so I wouldn't be shocked if Dalton Martin finds a submission here. This is a tough match to score, though. How do you have this so far?
I think Dalton's taken over. He lost the first part. You know, the first several minutes he was on his back defending. But now we see the tides turn. And I think if he can continue like this, then Dalton Martin's going to seal the deal. He's also, I think, had the more significant submission threats. I think his Darce was perhaps closer than the first one.
Yeah, they definitely both had merits. Now we see him moving up towards almost like he's looking at maybe attacking one of those arms. I really hate to see guys lose top position for an armbar in this match like this, though.
That's why I rarely go for him.
I forgot to make
Dalton Martin. I
would say Dalton.
I think Dalton's winning. 2 minutes left. Dalton Martin's ahead.
A little late. 2 minutes to go. Dalton Martin is ahead on the judges' scorecards.
Now, that's what makes it interesting. You know, you have these mid-point announcements, so the guys in there, they can hear it. They know I'm up. So if you're in Dalton Martin's mind, you just need to stay safe. You need to settle and just be methodical.
And if you're Tristan Turner, you got to summon up the energy of your ancestors and try to get out of this position. We see him. He's almost fallen off into a side Jujigatami position.
He's about to come out the back door. I don't know where his arm's at here, though.
It's stuck. It's stuck in a bit of a reverse triangle here.
Now, he's going to try to go for the arm on the way out, but he's not in a great spot for it.
I think he's actually in a pretty good variation of a side Jujigatami, but yeah. Now, here is where you'd like to see him hunt for that Ushiro Senkaku. But he's going to instead jump up and chase the back. Good work, though.
He did a great job using that Kimura trap to get to the back.
Yeah. And he was actually kind of looking towards a reverse triangle there as well from that side Jujigatami position. Now we've got a good face smother here. I mean, he's off to the side, but with short time left. And
he's deep. I think he's going to fall off, though,
Yeah. Good work by Tristan Turner, though, right? Like, I mean, he knows he's about to lose this match anyway, and he still fought through that.
Dalton's the aggressor, though. He's the one going for submissions. That's why he's going to come out ahead. And there's the triangle in the very end.
Dalton. He might be able to finish this.
He's much more tired at this point, and Tristan doesn't look like he's doing too much to get out of here.
That's now he's got strong jiu-jitsu feet.
Oh yeah, this may be it, ladies and gentlemen. Man, gets out by the skin of his teeth, but I think Dalton did enough there.
That was a good match, ladies and gentlemen. We saw the tides turn once Tristan Turner started to fatigue a bit.
We saw a lot of resilience from Tristan in the end there. Tristan seems like a real nice guy. I actually cornered Joe Thompson with him.
Oh, yeah.
Had to scream over him.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the bout, your judges have a decision. Your winner, out of the red corner.
Speaking of which, Joe's next, so I'm going to go corner him again.
Joe Thompson and Zane Fry. I was very impressed, honestly, with the performance by both of these gentlemen earlier on in the night. We saw.
Congrats on the win, my friend. It's your first time competing here. Tell me what, is this your first time competing in a cage?
In a cage, yes, sir. I've competed a bunch of the mats, you know what I mean? Like,
So for the people who are seeing you for the first time, tell us a little bit about yourself.
man, I'm from Moorhead.
Yeah.
It took a lot of time.
It was good.
Just got back into it. I enjoyed done. Maybe all the help I need. I look forward to getting back at it.
All right, well, hey, we appreciate you coming out. Congrats on the win. We have 2 bouts remaining on the night.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the cage, we got Joe Thompson and Zane Fry. These are gentlemen with some history. They've actually boxed on multiple occasions. I believe they've boxed twice, if I'm not mistaken. I know Zane Fry won the first one by knockout and then was beaten by, I believe, a decision here in this very building by Joe Thompson in the rematch. But phenomenal fights from both guys. Really, that victory over Zane was the breakout performance, in my personal opinion, as a commentator of Joe Thompson when he was making. That was when he made the transition from a tough local guy to a tough local guy who's a very skilled boxer who can beat good people. And so we're going to see the trilogy here happen on the grappling mats. And I was very impressed with Zane Fry's composure and survival, and I was also very impressed by Joe Thompson.
Zane Fry and Joe Thompson back. These men have met in 3 professional boxing matches. Now they're taking off the gloves, but not throwing any punches.
I stand corrected. They have boxed 3 times. I've only seen 2 of them. 10 minutes on the clock. And we see Joe Thompson. Joe Thompson hunting the neck there. Under the wise coaching of our resident guillotine lover, Elijah Thacker. Good job fighting the hands there, though, by Zane Fry. Joe Thompson is a strong gentleman. I would not want him squeezing on my head and neck. We're not in any jeopardy of going to sleep here yet, though. He's doing a good job crunching on the side. I mean, he's listening to Elijah and actually doing the right mechanics, but good escape by Zane. And Zane starts trying to throw the legs past. Joe Thompson is summoning a triangle out of nowhere. Extraordinarily impressive. A good active jiu-jitsu feat. Hard hamstring curls, a good pulling on the head. If Joe has not done jiu-jitsu, I will be astonished because this is impressive stuff from Joe Dadbod Thompson, or excuse me, Mighty Joe Thompson. This is an incredible performance by both of these gentlemen. That was a good guillotine escape by Zane Fry. I was very impressed with Zane's performance earlier tonight, but Joe Thompson, genuinely surprised. I mean, I didn't know that he had grappled. I'm not sure if he had, but impressive stuff. This beautiful triangle.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner by triangle choke, Joe Dadbod Thompson. Right? All right, Joe, we are with our winner.
What are you doing, buddy? Come on, man. What are you doing?
It's the kids who gave him the dad bod here.
No, these kids beat me up every day.
So Joe, so you got, what's it been like getting in here with absolutely no jiu-jitsu training and picking up a win with a triangle choke?
Yeah, I was lucky. It's just lucky. Everything I do is just luck.
So you're going over here, they say, yeah, he has no training, but he's a really good listener.
Yeah, you know, I like to fight. Zane likes to fight too. We just love it, you know.
Yeah.
Not very good. I'm not very good at it, but I like to do it.
So what do you have coming up next? I know you're very active in boxing. What's next for Joe Thompson?
I got a big fight coming up April 12th, War on the Shore, against Snickers, a 10-round fight. Oh yeah, and in June, maybe Chris Green.
That's right, everybody tune in. June 21st, NLC 35, I believe. Joe Thompson versus Chris Green in a professional cruiserweight boxing contest. All right, Joe, congrats on the win. Thanks, man. Oh, you can get a picture of them youngins? Get them kids in there.
Gentlemen.
All right, got one match left.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've found our way to the main event here of this jiu-jitsu card. Bailey Manley, who we've seen in 5 previous matches here, preparing to grapple with Nathaniel Goodwin. I'm not familiar with Nathaniel, I don't think. He has grappled with us once before. I'm not sure if I can remember that one off the top of my head. Bailey's a very skilled grappler, though, out of Davis Karate.
Let's do this monitor from you.
My corner work. I thought he was going to guillotine him while you were coaching him on the guillotine.
Well done. He was close.
He's never grappled before? Where did he?
I think maybe a little bit here and there. I've heard he knows the triangle. I knew he knew the triangle.
Evidently.
And he had it. Like he knew, I don't think he knew he had it. Until I was like, man, you have it.
He didn't have lazy feet or anything. He just like
I told him, man, you can be an incredible grappler once, they were like, don't tell him that. He won't want to box anymore. But,
Joe Thompson, come to Morgantown, and I will teach you jiu-jitsu, and you will be a professional MMA fighter. Yeah.
I think Joe probably looked pretty good in the cage.
Yeah, I agree. So there's Nathaniel Goodwin making his way into the ring, or the cage. I like that rash guard. And his opponent making his way now. Coached by our fellow judge, Joey Donahue. And former New Line competitor himself.
Joey Donahue knows his stuff when it comes to jiu-jitsu. Probably combat sports in general, I should say.
Yeah.
That team at Davis Karate, very impressive. They've had such amazing competitors, and here's one of them, Bailey Manley. I have decided to adopt Bailey as one of my sons now. You know, I've got a few sons here, Rex White, Chase Thomas, my redheaded child. And now here we go, Bailey Manley.
Bailey's a good one to pick up. I've only adopted one, and that was when you adopted Griffin for me.
He has good manners.
Hey, ladies
He
and
does.
gentlemen, we are at the main event.
That's the number one thing I look for.
Grappling Series number 2.
Well,
and a grappler and an adopted
Blue
kid.
corner, he's back for the second time. He is
That's pretty cool.
independent, looking for a chin. He trains all over the place. Nathaniel Goodwin.
now these two little boys right here behind us are savages.
Where at?
And fighting out of the ring. This is his 6th competition at NLC from Davis MMA in Moorhead, Kentucky. Bailey Manley.
Heck yeah. Now I'll tell you what, that little boy that you just signed the autograph for, he hits hard. He was beating me up earlier.
Well, good. I'm glad he likes me.
Yeah, you don't want to get on his bad side. Bailey Manley, he's a guy, we've seen him 5 times now. He's 2-3 at New Line Grappling Championship. But, man, I always like watching Bailey compete.
Yeah, absolutely, always.
He's crafty. He's very, very resilient. He's tough.
Good on the back, good in his guard.
I think he's come up short in overtime a couple times, you know, but
in tough matches.
This is going to be a really interesting one because I've liked watching him make it to overtime because he's very crafty. He's been up against some tough competition here.
Right now, the inside collar tie battle being won by Nathaniel Goodwin, I would say. He's got good head position, although as soon as I say that, Bailey reverses the head position. Pulling out with Ashiwaza, but he doesn't really have the upper body connections to make anything happen there yet.
That's actually the name I go by when I travel to Japan. Ashiwaza.
It's foot technique, bro.
Yeah. It's because of my foot fetish.
That was a beautiful, beautiful.
That's actually what they
Sotogari
call
there.
Quentin Tarantino in Japan.
Fun fact, there's not actually a Japanese word for foot. Ashi is just legs. So like ashigarami is leg entanglement.
The foot is just an extension of the leg. That's
Yeah.
part of Japanese philosophy. And the leg is just an extension of the butt. What's the Japanese word for butt? Can you tell me that?
That I don't know.
That's something you need to find out for the next event.
That's something I need to find out before I go to Japan, right?
You'll never come back. I have a feeling they'll just keep you.
Take my dog. I'll just do jiu-jitsu. I'll drop the B. I'll just be JJ.
Just go find Sakuraba and be like, please teach me things.
Please teach me how to tape my knees together.
And
like
how to
you did.
chain smoke.
Yeah. I'll start. I'm ready.
Your mother is very disappointed in your use of tobacco.
She is. And now you're trying to get me to go to and have Sakuraba teach me how to smoke cigarettes.
He's my hero, Mom. He does it.
I want my ears to get like Sakuraba's and my lungs as well.
Do you remember that fight where his ear almost fell off?
Yeah, it like tore off of his
He's
hand.
like, I'm sorry, guys. My
I
ear
think that
fell
was
off.
beautiful armbar by Bailey Manley.
Slick armbar from my boy Bailey Manley. You see, the moment that I choose to bring him under my wing, he starts to shine. Bailey Manley. Davis Karate picking up another win here. That brings him to 3-3.
And there was a nice Osotogari by Nathaniel Goodwin to get there.
We have a winner by armbar, Bailey Manley.
Bailey's got a phenomenal guard, and you see that from his coach as well. Joey Donahue also has an excellent card.
Right, yeah. All right, Bailey, congrats on the win, my friend. You are now 3-3 in NLC competition. I believe 3 wins in a row. Hell yeah. And the man's tearing it up, making some noise in the featherweight and probably bantamweight divisions both. Yeah. Looking for, I know he's been wanting to get a title. Yeah. So, yeah, tell me about your training lately and preparing for this.
Yeah, I've been pretty busy with college recently, but I wanted to get back in the cage, so I worked my ass off and had one hell of a competition in this cage, and I was very happy to get the win.
All right, so
one more thing.
Oh yeah.
I just want to say shout out Davis MMA, my coach Joey Donahue, Dalton who just got his fucking win. Also, back at home, Moorhead, shout out to Kentucky Zeta. If you ain't sick up, you ain't shit. Also, I'm standing my next opponent right fucking now. Logan, I can't wait to go against your brother.
You got a little stare down.
Oh boy.
I'm going to wash his mouth out with soap.
I know.
He just dropped an F-bomb.
And you said he was respectful.
I know. Right after I tell everybody what a polite young man he is, he shows us the dark side. And what a face off.
We got a match here for One more thing, hey, this is going to be helping with matchmaking for all the jiu-jitsu cards. So if you're looking to compete on some of our events, reach out to Bailey Manley. Tell them how they can reach you.
Just Facebook, Bailey Manley. I'm not gonna give out my number in front of a live crowd. But yeah, still, fucking love Keith. He's a fucking awesome dude. NLC Cagefighting. Fucking yeah. Oh
Give us your phone number.
Thanks for watching. Tomorrow night, NLC 32. We have 17 fights. We have the 5 professional fights, 3 title fights. A lot of good fights on the card tomorrow night, so you don't want to miss that. Right here tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Pay-per-view, you can catch us on YouTube and millions. All right, thanks everybody.
We are ready to go, and we'll see you again tomorrow for New Line Cagefighting 32.
See you later, folks.
Time to smoke a cigarette.
Watch me throw. I can land this mic in that trash can. Watch.
Close.
That was fun.
I did. I was just watching it.
Is he gonna do this?
I thought maybe.